Hey everybody, Liking Blades here, and in today's video I have my CHAB again. I said that I would make another video on this CHAB because the first one was at a very unflattering angle that I was not happy with due to not having my head mount, which, as you can tell, I have found it. It was hidden away in a Pelican case I'm working on. But this CHAB is not exactly the same way as it was when I unboxed it. Maybe once I get into the sunlight, you can see it. Maybe. I went ahead and semi-polished the handles on this CHAB. I kept the blue. I accidentally kind of hit it right here and a little bit down here when I was doing the polish, but for not having a polishing wheel or polishing compound, I think I did pretty good. But this is not a perfect polish for one reason. I didn't want it to be a perfect polish. I wanted it to be shiny and grippy, but still have the entire story of what this knife originally had. All the dings, the scratches, the scuffs, everything. If you look closely enough, I don't even know if the camera can pick it up, but there are still dings, scratches, scuffs all over these handles. I left those there because I didn't want to hide this knife's story. I wanted it to stay as it was, to remember everything that it has been through and its age, but give it a new life at the same time. So I went ahead and I did a semi-polish on these handles, at least on all the silver parts. On the unanodized parts. I still need to hit around these pivot cups here and here because I was lazy and decided to not take it apart, which I will have to do. But I also went ahead and gave it a new edge, which I need to go and redo, or not redo, but I need to hone it a little bit more after using it at work for multiple different things. But now that that's talked about, I want to talk about the knife itself. Not about what I've done to it, not about what I've done with it, but just about the knife. Like I said when I first unboxed it, I might enjoy this more than my CHAAAAAAAAABBBBB. As of right now, that statement is still holding true. As of right now, it is November 1st when I am making this video, and this would be take 2. I will probably post take 1 to my Discord because I had a pretty big accident where I lost my wide-angle lens and damn near destroyed it because the tip of this knife decided to stab it. But besides that, this knife still beats out the CHAAAAAAAABBBBB for me personally as of recording this. It could be that just because it's a new knife, I'm enjoying it more than anything else and I want to spend more time with it. It could just be my mind messing with me. So I will make a third video in the future about how my thoughts have changed on this knife, if they change. But I do have one thing I want to say about this. As much as I do love it, I have an issue. This knife is a pinch factory. It pinches the living shit out of my fingers when doing a multitude of different tricks. And it's annoying. Anytime I go to do a scissor or a giraffe, anything that is remotely close to those tricks, my finger will get stuck in these tang cups, which this is on tang pins, not Zen pins. So the skin on my finger, it gets stuck in these tang cups, and the blade will come down and catch my skin in those cups, which aren't sharp, but they're not blunt either. So it creates a really bad pinching sensation that is not enjoyable whatsoever. Now, is it bad enough to cause blood blisters or to leave a mark or anything like that? No, not in the slightest. I don't even think it could do that if it wanted to. It's just very uncomfortable, and it can cause to me dropping the knife, messing up a combo, messing up just any trick individually. But that's like the only issue I have with it, other than I'm not used to flipping rounded knives like this, except for my Talisong, which I've learned to mess with. So when I'm doing some tricks, my fingers tend to no longer want to hold on to the handles where I'm holding them, but hold them in the other area. So if I'm going to do my ladder like that, I'll sometimes start off on the right place, but I'll end up having the handle roll in my fingers, so I'm holding the sides of the handles, or the faces of the handles instead of the sides. It's pretty annoying, but that's just something I need to learn to work with, get used to, and work my way out of. I'm also still trying to get the short stop down on this knife, because my fingers keep slipping down a little bit further than they need to be, and I'm catching on this blade. I don't know what that is or why that's happening, but sometimes, as just now, it doesn't happen. But I don't know, it's probably just a learning curve. Give me some time and I'll probably figure it out. I have flipped this knife every day since I got it, so that's pretty usual for me. But give it about 4 more days or so, except for tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll have my solo because solo Sunday. But give me about 4 more weekdays, I'll probably be used to it, and I'll stop flipping it daily. I'll probably start going back to my other stuff by then, because that's how I do things. Anytime I get a brand new knife, I exclusively flip it for like a week to 2 weeks until I get used to it. And then eventually I'll just start flipping my other stuff, and it'll just find its way into my rotation naturally. Like my jawbone. Oh boy, my jawbone. I flipped that for, I think, an entire month to 2 months straight without touching anything else, before suddenly one day I just didn't pick it up and I started flipping, what was it? What knife was I flipping that day? I think I was flipping my magnet that day. Yeah, I think I flipped my magnet. Until I just randomly picked up my magnet that day, and I was just like, yeah, I want this today. And the jawbone just found its place in my rhythm. Now I don't carry it at work because the tune on it is incredibly tight tolerance. So even just dropping it in dirt or anything like that at all, even just to drop on carpet, can get something very microscopic in the bushings or in the pivots, in the anything, any part of it, and it'll cause the handles to lock up a little bit, just enough for it to not want to flip with my style. So it's something that I have to deal with. I don't flip it as much as I usually do, but when I'm at home and I want something unique, I will flip it. It will find its way in my hands. That's just the way I am, you know. Let's see. Oh, speaking of the magnet, I just got back from the post office and I shipped it out. It is a temporary trade, so I will be getting it back, maybe. See, this is a very tempting trade for me. Please let me know in the comment section what you think, because I genuinely need to know what people think about this. I've been offered an Orca 1.5 mint condition for my magnet as is. So right now it is a temp trade, so we can try out the knives and see what we want to do, if we want to make it a permanent trade or if we want to make it a temp trade and just trade back later. But I have a feeling they're really going to want to keep the magnet. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the Orca because you all know how I feel about JK Design. I'll never buy one of his knives brand new. Never have. I've never given him any money. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I will be trying it out. I'll see what I think. They offered to throw some cash on top if that's what it absolutely takes. But I absolutely love my magnet. It's so special. It's the reason I don't have Will's Pretty Cygnus anymore. I don't know. Just let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. I will have the Orca 1.5 probably next week. So I will make a small video outside with it. I won't be going all out, flipping it, doing all sorts of different tricks with it. I'll probably just end up doing some fans and whatnot. Choker fans, Z-chokers, behind the fans, backhand fans and stuff like that. Maybe some behind the 8 balls. But I really need to make sure I don't drop it on anything hard. Because like I said, this Orca is mint. And their one request for me, until we decide if we want to make it permanent or not, is that I keep it that way. That I don't drop it on anything hard, don't flip it over concrete, that I exclusively flip it over plush grass, kind of like this, or more like what's that way that you saw earlier, or over my bed. So I will likely have to do that. Well, I won't likely have to do that. I will be doing that, as I promised. But I don't know. It's a tough decision to make. I'd love to do it, but I don't know. I love my magnet so damn much. It's just hard to let go of, you know? This video is already getting longer than I anticipated, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into that story right quick. I'm gonna try and make it as fast as I can. That magnet, well, let's not start at the magnet. Let's start at Blade Show 2024, I think. Yeah, Blade Show East 2024. I met Will Hirsch for the second time, which at that point we had already become pretty decent friends. And I wanted to show him my Spiral Damascus Kraken. I wanted to show it to him. So I walked up to him, I handed it to him so I could see what he thought. And suddenly he's like looking at it and says, "Yeah, I'd love to trade that with you." I'm like, I was speechless for a second there. I didn't know what to say because I had no intentions of trading it away at all. But I decided, you know what? I'll hear him out. I don't even think I ever told him I never intended to trade, but I decided to hear him out later that day. And at the pit, he made me 2 offers. He offered me his gold-bladed Elite Basilisk R and the very pretty mirror-polished carbon fiber with mother-of-pearl inlaid Cygnus that he was gifted by LDY in one of his videos from the Will Flips channel. And ever since I saw that Cygnus, I knew I needed to have it. So I said I'd take the Cygnus. And I loved that Cygnus. But I missed my spiral Damascus Kraken so damn much. So I started collecting the parts to build a new one. I had traded for a spiral Kraken. It was just a standard buoy spiral Kraken from Blade Show. And well, things kind of went there. So I talked to the Buffness because he DM'd me with a message with a picture of a spiral Damascus Kraken that he had. He said he knew that I'd been trying to build one again, that I missed it, and offered it to me to trade first for his trade up videos way back when. I think that was over a year ago now. Yeah, that was over a year ago now, shit. But he then pulled out, no, he didn't pull it out because he never even laid fingers on it until Blade Show this year. But he told me he also had a JW Knives magnet coming in and said that he would trade me the magnet and the spiral Kraken for my current spiral Kraken that I had, which was not in the greatest of condition if I remember properly, and the pretty Cygnus. And the magnet is actually on my all-time grail list, so that's a thing. And since he made that offer, I was like, I love the Cygnus, but I kind of have to do it. So I made the trade. I traded the Cygnus for the magnet and the spiral Dama Kraken. And from there, the magnet has been my most beloved knife. From everybody who's checked out my collection, it's been my magnet, my Talisong, and my Jawbone. Those three have been the knives to try in my collection. So much so that I didn't put it in the package because I want to keep it. I have a Polaroid photo of my magnet that is sitting on my desk in a keyboard, like propped up on a keyboard. But that's besides the point. But that's the story behind the magnet. It was not in the best condition when I got it. It had no edge, no tip. So I revitalized it. I revamped it. I gave it a new life, new edge, new polish, new everything, except for the ano. So, really, that's all I have to say about it. It's a tough decision to make. I don't know what to do, but I'll have an Orca V1.5 in hand within a week or so. Just let me know what you think. This has been the BRS rounded CHAB. I'll see you next time. Peace.